Hi guys, my name is Isaac Joseph, and for just about the last 60 days, I've been posting every day asking for donations on my first ever feature film. I'm a small-time director from Iowa, and I have a crazy idea. I desire to make a movie inspired by the late great Bray Wyatt. After him being like the entire reason why I came back to wrestling as an adult, after him influencing a little bit of my style and why I wear floral shirts now and other things, he had quickly become an influence to me just as much in the ring as he was outside of it. I never got to meet him, but everybody that I talked to who did always say that he was an amazing guy. And you know, the last few years of filmmaking, I had come to this conclusion that I've always liked Bray Wyatt, and for a very long time now, people have wanted a movie inspired by Bray Wyatt or about Bray Wyatt. So one day I thought, you know, why not I be the guy who does that? Following the buzzards. I'm trying to raise $100,000 from nothing. By myself. Well, not really. That's where you come in. But doing this entire thing every single day, I've been getting a lot of the same questions, which is understandable, you know? It means that someone new has seen the video, which is awesome, and it's easier to ask the question in the comments than to go through 60 days and more worth of seeing if I actually answered that question. So I've written a list of FAQs. I like to call them facts. So hopefully everybody in the world sees this video so I don't have to give another fact again. Question number 1. What is this movie about? Now, on the surface, that might sound like a stupid question. What is this movie that's inspired by Bray Wyatt about? It gets a little bit deeper than that. Now, I want everybody to understand so they don't get disappointed if they're seeing this on opening night. This movie is not going to be directly from Bray Wyatt or about Bray Wyatt. His character more so works as an antagonist, so our film's actually going to follow a young detective taking on her first real case. She's in search of a bunch of missing people in the area. Her research brings her to this family compound, right? In which she meets a cult leader who is doing anything he can to bring back and reincarnate his dead sister. Things are starting to sound familiar, huh? Yeah. So more specifically, this movie is not a horror, it's a psychological thriller. Now you might be asking, how the heck can I make a Bray Wyatt movie without getting sued out the wazoo by WWE? You don't use names, you don't use likeness, and you don't do anything that confuses anybody that this is the canon. I'd be so stupid to use the actual name Bray Wyatt, or any other names associated with WWE. You know, just staying away from copyrights, patents, all that stuff. But with the story being about this detective, instead of being all about him, that's where it becomes a little bit more flexible. It would be completely ironic doing something in honor of Bray Wyatt, and for it to be an absolute copycat of oneself. Yes, there is sticking to the source material, but I owe it to Bray Wyatt to stay creative in my own right and stay original in my own right, because that's exactly what he was. Not to mention, him and Jason Baker were actually trying to make such a movie that everybody's been wanting to have, which is a Bray Wyatt movie or a Fiend movie, right? They were working on something, and obviously Bray Wyatt is no longer with us, and that kind of interrupted some things. And out of my pure respect for Bray Wyatt and my pure respect for Jason Baker, I'm not going to try and touch the idea of it being the Bray Wyatt movie. This is kind of just like my own original take on the generic term of Bayou cult leader. Tell you what though, it's gonna have a lot of references, homages, Easter eggs, all the fun stuff where a wrestling fan can sit through the movie and go, you know, the Leonardo DiCaprio thing, you know? It's gonna be a fun watch for sure. Question number 3, what is the timeline to this thing? Now, I've been doing this daily post for 60 days now. Where on earth is this going? The timeline exactly is all of 2026, right? So I'm trying to do this 365 days, right? Collecting donations from people, collecting an audience, getting a cast, a crew, locations, props, pre-production, 2026, right? And then 2027 is shooting. Generally summer, because shooting it in Iowa, it needs to be absolutely the hottest months possible for it to even look like Louisiana at all, you know? And then I'm gonna give post-production about a year, so we're thinking 2028. And I hope that does not deter you from paying attention now to the project. Question 4. Now this one I get a lot. Am I taking any talent? I've had a ton of people ask to be actors, extras, graphic designers, all the fun stuff, right? The short answer is yes. And I plan on eventually having a Google form sheet that I can drop the link in anywhere. Someone can fill it out on if they want to be an actor or a crew member or whatever it is, right? This, as of right now, my DMs are open. But this is what's frustrating me. So here's the thing. Now, this is not going to be just an answer to the question. This is me giving you advice on if you want a future in the industry, okay? Say that I'm actually like a big shot, you know, something that I'm not. And you're interested in being part of that Big Shots movie, right? And you direct message that guy, and it's an absolute miracle that this big shot, once again, not me, texts you back, okay? Because it's really hard to get a text back in the industry, like the real industry. I understand everybody wants to be part of the project, but let me tell you right now, if you're not willing to go to Iowa or wherever this hotshot is trying to shoot a movie, right? A text back saying, oh, sorry, not for me, thanks for getting back to me, is super appropriate. The amount of time, it's probably happened like a dozen times or two, you know? Where someone reaches out, hey, I want to be part of the project. Cool, where do you live? I live this place. Okay, that's quite far from Iowa. Are you okay with paying for your travel because I'm broke and we're trying to just do this on our own? Left on red. Sorry, that's just kind of like a little pet peeve that I've been experiencing lately. But yeah, just saying, if you're interested, there is going to be a Google Forms thing, and everybody is going to get paid. It's just the people that are coming from a long ways away, odds are they're not profiting, but everybody will get paid. So yes, I am taking talent. Forgot to answer that yet. Next question, I forgot the number. Is there nudity, violence, language in this movie? What's the rating, right? It will be rated R. But, hold your horses. Is a movie inspired by Bray Wyatt going to have violence? Moving on. Is it going to have strong language? Now listen, not every character is going to have strong language, okay? There's actually going to be quite a few very clean characters. But it's going to have its fair share of characters that will make a sailor blush, okay? It's not the end-all, be-all. It's not going to be enough that ruins the movie for some people. It's just enough to make some characters realistic. I mean, I'd hope they all are realistic, but, you know, just have that dynamic of some people's language is more dirty than others, you know what I'm saying? And as for nudity, that's a whole different topic. But listen. I have zero plans on putting nudity in not just this project, but any of my projects going forward. The only time I think I would ever involve nudity in my films is if it's logical, right? Kind of like maybe a woman breastfeeding in public. I don't even know how I would even get there in a film, but like, you know, there's people that are like, oh, she's breastfeeding in public? Dude, come on, what is this? Have some class. Hey, how about you grow up, you know? Like, that's my take on nudity. Like, it has to be purposeful or real, you know? Not because nudity for nudity's sake, but no nudity in this film. Next question. Where's the trailer? So, there is no trailer as of right now. We're actually planning on releasing quite a few teaser trailers in the year of 2026. I'm thinking about like 2 to 4, right? Where I'm just hand-picking scenes and we're doing proof of concepts. truly, I freaking hate trailers. Why do I hate trailers? Because they tell way too much of the story in the trailer. You know, it's like 30 seconds to 2 minutes, and it's like you finish watching it, it's like, wow, I don't need to freaking watch the movie anymore because I saw the biggest twists happen in the trailer. Like, I just hate them. I hate them. I hate them so much. But if I want to convince people that this is real, and I want to convince people that this is going to be good, and that I'm competent, we will be releasing a few trailers. Right now, the first ones we plan on at least shooting in April. I don't know if it's going to be released in April. At the very latest, May. We're going to definitely have something out for May, and then, you know, as of recording this, I don't know. There's at least going to be 3 this year that we're going to put out. And last but not least, and I purposefully left this one last, because odds are, if you've stuck around this late, yeah, you're probably interested. And don't pretend you're not, okay? I got you, bro. Here's how you can do that. I've dropped the link in the description of this YouTube video. I've also been dropping this QR code on every single one of my daily posts. If you want to search it up yourself, it's thescaldstone.com/donate. That's SKALDSTONE. But to be more specific, how you can donate, it's by way of Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and also you can feel free to gander through the Scald Stone shop. We actually have merch that's designated exactly for funding this film, so, you know, if you think that they're overpriced, I can agree, but it's for the sake of just being a donor, you know? And you get a shirt out of it, so that's pretty cool. Or a hat, or whatever. And I know the money transfer apps, it's a little bit unprofessional, but not until we get our first teaser trailer are we going to do more official campaign websites like Kickstarter, Seed and Spark. We're not going to get a lot of eyes on this until those proof of concepts come out. So right now, we don't have a Kickstarter or anything like that, but there are those ways to donate. Link in the description. So, hey, thanks for sticking around for as long as you have. Please like, subscribe, turn that freaking bell on, you know, or whatever they say it, you know, but truthfully, that's just where I'm at with it. I truly believe that we can do this if we do this together. I'm on this whole, if we build it, they will come, okay? It kind of markets itself. Yeah, I hope I've answered enough questions for you to get the gist and to feel motivated to help the project out. Because even though it's a tall mountain to climb, I don't believe it's impossible. And nor did Bray Wyatt when he was trying to do all the things that he had accomplished with his life. And so once again, I'm not trying to fabricate a stolen idea into my own first movie. I'm trying to honor a guy that meant a whole lot to a whole lot of people, including myself. So I hope you can join me in that and donate today. Maybe reach out, see how else you can help. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one.